Quizzy Wizzy, a channel for curious kids and adults.
Subscribe!
Why do we sneeze? To clear the nose, or from a quick breath. Correct answer, to clear the nose. When we sneeze, our body is trying to get rid of dust, germs, or tiny irritants inside the nose. It's like a built-in cleaning system. The nose says, time to air things out. A sneeze can shoot air at hurricane speed, up to 150 kilometers per hour. That's why it's smart to step aside when someone sneezes. It's not rude, it's self-defense. Scientists say sneezing helps protect our lungs and keep us healthy. Some people even sneeze when they see bright sunlight. Their eyes and nose are just very good friends. So sneezing isn't just noise, it's your body's superhero move against germs. Why are zebras striped? To hide and scare insects, or to recognize friends. Correct answer, to hide and scare insects. Zebras are striped because their black and white lines help them blend into the background and confuse predators. When zebras run in a group, it's hard to tell where one ends and another begins. Scientists also found that stripes keep biting flies away. They can't land on moving patterns easily. So those stripes aren't just stylish, they're armor against bugs. If zebras had a fashion show, they'd always be on the runway. Each zebra's pattern is unique, like a fingerprint. No two are the same. So a zebra isn't just beautiful, she's a camouflage expert. And if she could joke, she'd say, stripes, my fashion, my protection. Why do fish live in water? Because they breathe with gills, or because their skin can't handle air. Correct answer, because they breathe with gills. Fish live in water because they have gills. They breathe oxygen dissolved in water. Without it, they couldn't survive on land. Gills act like filters, letting water flow through while taking in oxygen. Scientists call gills one of nature's smartest inventions. Without water, fish quickly die. Even aquariums need perfect water balance. If fish could talk, they'd say, air? No thanks, that's your thing. Some people call them underwater astronauts because they live in a totally different world. And if you've ever tried breathing underwater, you know exactly why fish stay where they are. Why does day turn into night? Because the sun hides away or because the earth spins? Correct answer, because the earth spins. Day turns into night because the earth spins around its axis. When one side faces the sun, it's day, and the other side is night. This rotation happens all the time, even though we don't feel it. If Earth suddenly stopped spinning, everything would get very strange and dangerous. Scientists say this steady spinning keeps our planet's life in balance. You could say Earth has its own clock. One full turn equals one day. If Earth could talk, it would say, just doing my daily workout for 24 hours straight. So every time you go to bed, Earth is already preparing to face the sun again. Why is the sun hot? From fast spinning, or because of nuclear reactions? Correct answer, because of nuclear reactions. The sun is hot because inside it, nuclear reactions happen, atoms fuse together and release massive energy. Its surface reaches over 5,000 degrees, and its core, millions. Scientists say it's like a giant oven that never turns off for billions of years. If the sun were a bit cooler, life couldn't exist on Earth. If it were hotter, everything would have fried long ago. You could say the sun is a star with perfect balance, not too hot, not too cold. If it could joke, it might say, I just love hot parties. So when you look at the sun, remember, it's a giant flame keeping our world alive and bright. Why are clouds white? Because they reflect light, or because they're made of ice? Correct answer, because they reflect light. Clouds look white because millions of tiny water droplets and ice crystals scatter sunlight, mixing all colors into white. It's like the sky puts on a fluffy white hat. But clouds aren't always white. When they hold more water or dust, they turn gray. Scientists call it light scattering. It's all about how sunlight passes through the cloud. If clouds could talk, they'd say, "We're white because we reflect light, just like a mirror." And if they wore sunglasses, they'd definitely pick white ones, to match their style. Next time you see a cloud, imagine it as a giant pillow floating across the sky. Why does the sea have waves? Because of fish, or because of the wind? Correct answer, because of the wind. Waves appear when the wind blows across the surface of the water, making it move. The stronger the wind, the taller the waves. Even when it seems calm, the ocean still moves. It's like its way of breathing. Scientists call waves the heartbeat of the sea, always alive, always in motion. Some waves travel thousands of kilometers before they reach the shore. If waves could talk, they'd say, "We just love dancing with the wind." Sometimes they're gentle, sometimes wild, but without them, the sea would be as boring as a bathtub. Dolphins and fish love riding them. It's their version of a roller coaster. Why is the Earth round? Because wind smoothed the edges, or because gravity pulls everything to the center? Correct answer, because gravity pulls everything to the center. The Earth is round because gravity pulls everything toward the center, shaping it like a sphere. It's as if an invisible hand molded our planet from soft dough into a perfect ball. Scientists call this shape geoid, almost a sphere, slightly flattened at the poles. If Earth were square, walking on corners would be a real problem. Everything would roll off. Gravity works evenly in all directions, so everything gets pulled to the middle. The round shape helps Earth spin smoothly, creating day and night. Why do birds fly south? Because it's warmer there, or because there are more trees? Correct answer, because it's warmer there. Birds fly south because it's warmer there in winter and food is easier to find. When it's cold in the north, insects vanish and the ground freezes, life gets tough. They sense the change in light and temperature early and form flocks. Some travel thousands of kilometers without rest, true explorers of the sky. Scientists are still amazed by how they navigate without maps or GPS. You could say birds are nature's best travelers. If they had suitcases, they'd pack sunshine and warm air. And if they could joke, they'd say, "We're just heading south for vacation." When spring comes, they always return, like loyal travelers coming home. Why do stars twinkle? Because air bends the light, or because they fade? Correct answer, because air bends the light. Stars twinkle because their light passes through Earth's moving atmosphere. The air bends the light differently each moment, so it looks like the stars are blinking. In reality, they don't flicker at all, it's just the air playing tricks. Scientists call this atmospheric turbulence. If stars had faces, they'd probably laugh watching us think they're winking. From space, astronauts see stars shining steadily, no twinkling there. So that sparkle is not magic but a dance of light and wind above us. Still, isn't it nice to imagine stars smiling back at you from the sky? Maybe they really are saying hello in their own glittery way. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button.